Welcome back to the Real Quick with Mike Swick podcast. Today we have Anthony Rumble Johnson on the show, an old training partner of mine. He actually trained at AKA back in the day. He would come in and train with us at 170 pounds. I mean, he wasn't 170 pounds. He was like 210, but he was fighting at 170 and actually doing it and making weight. It was crazy. But he's retired officially 3 years now, and now he's coming back. I'm pretty sure in the 205 division, and things just changed up a little bit. We got Jan as the champion, so it's going to be interesting to see what he thinks about that. I kind of want to find out what he thinks about Jon Jones maybe possibly coming back in the division, see what he's been up to in his retirement, if he's taken the time off that he's needed to reset himself, and I know he's been doing some business. And I haven't talked to him in a long time, so it's going to be great to catch up. So let's get started. Anthony, welcome to the show, bud.
What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Been a long time.
It's been a long time, man. I remember the days we used to train together, actually, a long, long time ago, way back in the day.
Yeah.
You'd come up.
It doesn't feel like that long ago, but it is so long ago. You know what I mean?
That's scary, yeah. That's the scary part. Yeah. That's the craziest thing. So you're getting back into fighting. What are you thinking, man? You escaped. You got away.
I got bored.
Yeah?
You know what I mean? I got bored, and then, watching DC and Stipe go at it again for a second time. It just, honestly, I was like, man, I feel like I'm still right there. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to go out there and test myself again, because those two men actually lit a fire under me and made me want to compete again.
That's cool, man. That's cool. And you went out so good, being that, what were you, like 14? You were like, you won, what, 12 of your 14 last fights or something, only losing to Daniel Cormier. Yeah. So it's like you went out like as good as any fighter could go out at that point,
Yeah, I only lost to DC, and you know who DC is. Everybody knows who he is.
Yeah.
So, there's no shame in losing to a man like DC at all.
No, not at all.
So, I went for it, and he beat me up twice. And, and it is what it is. And now I'm back.
Yeah, I saw you wishing him a happy retirement, man. It was very humble of you and on your Instagram. So how's everything going with training, and who are you with right now?
I'm with Sanford MMA. I'm still working with my striking coach, Henry Hu.
Cool.
That's my guy for life. And, Greg Jones and everybody else, man. The whole team is awesome. Sanford MMA, and everything's just great, man. My whole support system is like amazing. I got my best friend Julie helping out with everything. I got all of my guys with coffee. This dude is everything.
Yeah.
Is everything. So life is pretty good right now.
And you're definitely coming back at 205?
Yeah. I'm like probably 228 right now.
Which brings me back to the time we trained at AKA when you used to come in those before, when we were coming up. How the hell did you make 170, man? I know I asked you then, and you were always saying like you had 50 pounds to go, and I just kind of, it was just so crazy that I never asked you another question about it at that time, because I'm just like, I don't even want to even think about like how you could cut 50 pounds. But like, how did you even do that, man? You're so big, even for 205.
Yeah, I mean, I was driving from 210 down to 170, and by the time I got to, let's say, 182, I was already lean, like super lean.
Yeah.
My diet was basically asparagus, rice, chicken, egg whites, orange roughy, little stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff that's very light and you can easily burn off. You know what I'm saying? So, dude, I made it work half the time, and half the time I didn't.
No, man, but that's crazy you cut that much weight, but you're doing so good, man, at 205. And now the division is obviously very interesting with Jon Jones vacating the title. And then, now with Jan being the new champion over Reyes. What do you think about that fight this past weekend?
Honestly, I fell asleep.
You fell asleep during the fight?
Before the fight, so I didn't get to see it. You know what I mean? I always fall asleep, dude. I'll fall asleep anywhere. I fell asleep at Kevin Hart's, comedy tour. Chris Rock, dude, I don't care where I'm at. I'll fall asleep if I'm bored. You know what I'm saying? So not even bored. I'm gonna take that back. Just sleepy.
Yeah.
But I seen the highlights, and it looked like a good fight so far. But everybody said that Jan just had too much power for him.
He was a big dude.
And I was like, and Dominick is a big boy too. So I actually picked him to win.
Yeah, I did too.
I thought he was the more skillful fighter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not saying that Jan is like, obviously he's the champ. He's no chump. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just honestly picked Reyes to win. That was it. You know, and but with, you know, the streak that, you know, Jan is on, I'm not surprised that he won the way that he did.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me either.
Well, just so you know, because I didn't see it, but man, he looked gigantic compared to Reyes. Like he was an imposing force in there, man. He was a big dude for sure. And it was the power that did it. It was the power that did it. I picked Reyes as well, you know, for overall skill, especially what he showed in the Jones fight. But man, that power from Jan, you could just tell he went out there and he was on a mission to get that win, and he got it. Coming back into this division now, leaving out as good as you did, what are you looking to do? Like, what are you looking to start with? Like, what would you ideally, where would you like to start when you come back? Like what level, what type of opponent?
I mean, whatever. It doesn't matter to me at this point. I feel like I've seen it all. And everybody in the weight class is tough. So to me, there is no level. It's either you're there or you're not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And a lot of those guys, they have it. And there's nobody I can call out. I just want to fight, have fun. Yeah. This is my third go around.
Yeah.
And so I just want to go out there and just have fun, dude. And hopefully I beat some people up, you know, and try and make sure they remember who this old school dude is.
Yeah, well, you're not that old yet, man. And the thing is, with Jon Jones coming back, is that something that you think is good? I mean, if I'm not that he's coming back to the division, I guess we don't know that for sure yet, which if he's going to heavyweight or light heavyweight, but do you think it's good that he comes back to the 205? Would you like to have him in your division? And does that mean anything, or is it just about winning fights and getting a championship? It doesn't matter who it is.
To me, it is what it is. You know, that's been a fight that everybody's been talking about since before it was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
You know, and it'll probably go down in history as one of those fights that didn't go down that everybody was expecting, you know?
Right.
I feel like Jon is on to bigger and better things, you know? He's not really worried about anybody in the light heavyweight division, but if he came back, great. You know what I mean? I still think it's good for the division, you know what I mean? But yeah, if he comes back, he comes back. If he doesn't, he doesn't. You know, whichever way he goes, he has my support. You know, he's a hell of a fighter.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, with you fighting back, you're obviously going for a championship. You want to be a champion, and you want to get that belt. Are you looking to get a belt and then defend the title and trying to make some defenses, or are you looking to just get a belt and
it's one step at a time.
One step at a time. So you don't have any kind of long-term goal or anything like that set? Because I know you're coming back to 36.
Yeah, I'm coming back and just having fun, and whatever happens, happens. If I win the title, I win the title. If I don't, I don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to put that type of pressure on myself, but I know, you know what I'm saying, like how hard I can push myself to get to that level. So I'm just going to do what I got to do and let the chips fall where they may.
What is it going to take to make you retire finally? Like, what would it be? Would it be just seeing that you're not at that level anymore, or could you walk away as a champion? Say you did get to the title shot, you won, and you became a champion. You accomplished everything there was to accomplish in the goal. I'm sure I know you got other things going on other than fighting. Could you walk away as a champion and be fine with it, or would you more so wait till your body gives out and you think you can't do it anymore?
I want to walk away with all my marbles, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's kind of the question I'm asking, sort of.
Yeah, everything's still intact, you know. I left with everything.
Yeah, you did.
Still ticking. I'm coming back with everything still ticking. I am still training very carefully. I don't like overtrain. You won't find me overtraining. I train hard, but if my body says take a break, I'll take that break. You know what I mean? I don't try and push it beyond that point. That's not me.
Yeah.
But if I get beat up and I can honestly say, okay, this is another level. I've either he leveled up or I dropped a few. Then that's when I know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to wait till I get knocked out. But if I can tell a difference in the speed and power, then yeah. Or if it rings my bell one or two times, then I'll know. Then I'll be like, all right, it's time to hang them up, because I'm not trying to go out there and somebody can, you know, some people out there that's still fighting, you know. You thump them on the chin and they drop. You know, I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy at all. And there are a lot of them out there that are still trying to keep it pushing. And I get it. But you know, you just got to know when to hang them up, because you got one brain.
Yeah, and that's it, man. And a lot of times, unfortunately, it doesn't take effect till later. So you think you're okay, and then 5 years, 10 years down the line, that's when you feel the effects, and you're like, oh man, I should have stopped maybe 5 fights earlier, 10 fights earlier, or something like that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I don't want that to be me at all. Yeah, see, you see me, bro. I'm not afraid to cry on national TV and walk away. You know what I'm saying? I'll hang them up quick if I have to.
That's good, man. You're smart, man. You're definitely smart about that. How is training in the quarantine and the pandemic and all that? I know America's crazy right now. I'm in Thailand, so I'm just watching on the news. Are you still getting adequate training? And then also, what do you think of this the way the UFC is putting these fights on now with no audience and continuing on, and the COVID testing and the
Here we're still getting our good quality training. You know, if somebody has tested positive, they stay away from everybody. You know, we definitely respect, you know, each other's boundaries or whatever you want to call it, you know, safety, I should say that.
Right, for sure.
You know, the team is solid like that. And people are still walking around out here like it never happened, you know, which I still think is crazy. But other than that, man, you know, the UFC, the way they're doing it, I think is awesome. The fighters are still getting paid. The world is still getting entertainment. You know, I think we needed it. I think the world needed it, and the UFC is doing everything the right way to show that it's possible. So I'm just glad sports is back, period.
Yeah. It's cool that UFC led the way too, you know, like they led the charge and was the front runner.
Exactly.
With Dana and everything.
Yeah, I felt proud of the organization for sure, man. I was like, that's how you show them like how powerful we are.
All right, guys, we got to thank our sponsors really quick, and we have a new one. Those of you that know me know that I usually don't promote outside products, but I couldn't pass this one up. Manscaped, the official trimmer of the UFC, and now the official trimmer of the Real Quick with Mike Swick podcast. So just go to manscaped.com, use the code QUICK, and you get 20% off your order and free shipping. I think you already know, it's widely known that Manscaped is the best below-the-waist grooming and trimming products on the market. So all you have to do to get your 20% off is use code QUICK, and that lets them know that I sent you there. Use the code QUICK, you get free shipping and 20% off your order. Also, I want to thank our other sponsor, AKA Thailand, the world's premier luxury training resort here in Phuket, Thailand. And as of right now, we're still offering the 30% discount. Again, as of the taping of this podcast. And good news on top of that, they're opening the borders up finally, October 1st. So basically, by the time this podcast comes out, you can actually fly into Phuket. There is a quarantine in effect, a 2-week quarantine. Hopefully that won't last very long. I don't think a lot of people are going to do the quarantine, so I don't think it's going to last very long. But you can email us at info@akathailand.com and get any information that you need. We'll help you, go through the quarantine if you want to do it, or we'll give you updates on when that quarantine is going to be over, or direct you to your embassy on getting a visa, or we actually offer 6 and 12-month education visas with our school. So we can actually get you started in that process so that when the quarantine's over and you can actually fly in, you can stay for 6 months or a year. If you haven't seen the commercial for the podcast, the commercial for the gym, and you haven't seen the podcast before and you don't know what I'm talking about, here is the commercial for AKA Thailand.
What's up, everybody? I am here in Thailand. This is the first time I've ever been here. Been dying to come here for years. Mike Swick, he's one of the big reasons he's been trying to pull me down here. What he built down here, AKA Thailand, is incredible. There's people here from all over the world. You can train mixed martial arts here, jiu-jitsu. They have weightlifting, they have cardio, and obviously they have Muay Thai, boxing, everything. I'm telling you guys, I know everybody wants to go to Thailand because Thailand's so cool, but you can't come to Thailand without coming to AKA Thailand. Come on.
So when you took off 3 years, right? It's been about 3 years of your retirement. Did you get out what you needed as far as like? Did you get a nice little break and a good reset and the time away that you needed to kind of maybe reset yourself?
Yeah, man. I just need to let my body rest and relax. You know, my mind too. the gym it was a lot going on in the gym. It was a lot going on outside of the gym. I just needed to, separate myself from a lot of stuff. And being in the gym, it can be a stress reliever, but it can also be stressful.
Yeah.
So at the same time, I just needed a break, man, and I just need to reset my mind, just get refocused and hungry again. So that's what happened. So I feel good about it now.
And I think this is smart. And from what I've heard, it sounds like you've gotten into some business stuff as well. What have you been working on in that regard?
Well, I'm in the medicinal marijuana business, and we just started a consulting company, which we're working on, and we do, we think that's going to be very big.
Yeah, for sure.
Rumble Consulting Inc. And some big stuff going on, man. And the coffee, Action Coffee.
Oh, nice.
My line just dropped today, so.
Dude, I'm drinking this. I'm drinking this 35-cent Thailand Nescafe cold coffee right now, dude. You got to send me some of your stuff, man. This is not prime.
Yeah, it's really good stuff, man. It's some really smooth stuff. I'm proud of it. I'm really proud of it, man. It's some good quality stuff. And when I say I'm proud of something, it really means a lot to me, because I don't say I'm proud of much.
Yeah, no, that's good, man. What are you looking at, like, after fighting, since you are business minded like this and you're setting stuff up already? What are you looking at, like, 5 or 10 years from now, that ideally that you'd want to be doing is your end game after fighting's over with and you move on?
Just trying to find different things I can invest money in, and just different business ventures. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no set plan. I just want to, if I see an opportunity, I want to jump on it. I don't care if it's color crayons to white rice. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? It could be something big.
Yeah.
And I just want to travel the world and see what's out there and just explore, man, and live. That's my vision.
Yeah. Travel to Thailand, to Phuket. Come see me and hang out at AKA Thailand. Come see the islands. Come see the animals and the peace and the quiet and the serene environment. Right?
Yeah, I'm down.
Traveling is such a big thing, man. It's such a big life experience, And it's like I've traveled so much, and I definitely agree with you in that regard, man. You only live one time in this body.
You learn the most when you travel and experience stuff. So I want to do that, dude.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. And then what did you think about the Stylebender and Costa fight?
I figured that was going to happen, Costa's, he's a little flat-footed a little bit, you know what I mean? But he'll pressure you.
Yeah.
I think he knows how to go forward. He doesn't know how to go backwards, But I've trained with Stylebender. He whooped my butt pretty good,
He's
came
good,
in the
man.
gym, had just finished his I think he had a kickboxing match like 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
And that's when I had just started my camp. Man, he got in there and put a beating on me.
He's good, man.
Put a beating on me. He is. He's very good. You got to give him credit. He's the best. But Costa, to me, when you showboat like that, you're not focused. How many people have really played that game and came out successful?
Yeah.
That's not something to play with, especially not in a championship. You just don't play like that,
Yeah.
Stylebender was serious. Costa came in, thinking that just because he's a white belt that he's nothing and he's skinny. Like, hey, being skinny has its benefits, dude.
Yeah.
Obviously you saw that. And, I don't understand all of a sudden either why not Stylebender, but Costa is getting so upset because he saw what Stylebender did to him,
I saw that.
I'm like, dude, you were the one talking so much, and then he get you at the end, and now you're mad, because he embarrassed you. Like, come on, man, throw some balls. You know what I'm saying? Like, man up to that. It is what it is. You can't demand a rematch after that type of performance either. It's not smart. That is not going to sell. That's for sure.
Yeah. I was a Stylebender fan before. I mean, obviously, I like strikers, obviously, like myself, to get in there and get those knockouts. But I did have that gut feeling that Costa was going to be able to jam him up and put that pressure on him like he did to Romero. So I just had that gut feeling he was going to win and somehow jam him up. And this fight made me like the biggest Stylebender fan now. Like, I'll never doubt him again after this because, you know, when you look at Costa, people are saying stuff like, you know, Costa didn't fight his game plan and no one could have predicted that, blah, blah, blah. But it's like Stylebender stopped that, man. When he would, like, try to come in and do all of his antics to get his, you know, get Stylebender's reaction and get his, you know, what he was going to do, Stylebender was always doing something to let him know, like, come on in. I'm ready for you. Like, he would pop his shoulder. Yeah. He would lift his leg. He would throw his hip to let Costa know, like, come on in, let's do it, you know. And Costa never saw the green light. He never could go in. So it was Izzy that stopped him from coming in. It wasn't like Costa just came in and decided to stand in the center of the ring and get struck, you know. Like, so fantastic performance.
He's tricky, dude. He tricky. Even with me, you know. I stalked him, and he moves. Yeah. He moves, sticks and moves, you know what I mean? And he's tricky. He's fast, you know, and then all of a sudden you think you got him and he's not there. Yeah. Then all of a sudden he's got a crazy angle on you. He may kick you upside your head or punch you in your eyes. It's up to him, you know.
Yeah, he's so fast.
Most of the time, there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it, dude. So he's great. He's a great fighter.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I'll never doubt him again. That's for sure. And I hated doubting him that time. It was just a gut feeling because obviously, like, I love the strikers, man. I love guys like you and guys like Stylebender, or, you know, that style that goes out there and tries to get it done and end in a knockout like we did. Speaking of which, fun fact, you had 5 sub 1 minute victories in the UFC. I've had 3. Is there anyone? So are we 1 and 2? Like, are we number 1 and 2? Is there somebody that got 4? Sub either it's Vitor or maybe Johnny Walker. I'm wondering.
I think it's us.
Because sub 1 minute. I know a lot of people were right above a minute, but I'm wondering it might be me and you, number 1 and number 2.
What about Vitor?
I think it would be either Vitor or probably Johnny Walker. One of those two, because they had some quick finishes. I just don't know exact time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But that's cool though, right? Either way, I just wanted to share that.
I mean, it is what it is.
That's a good stat.
I prefer to be number 1, but hey, I'm not ashamed of being, you know, number 2 or number 3 to those guys.
No, I think you're number 1 for sure at 5 for sure. I just was wondering where I was underneath you. But I mean, how cool is that? I mean, that's a great experience when you go in there and 30, 40 seconds later, it's like the fight's over and you get to walk back to the locker room. That's always great.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man. You know, my grandmother, it keeps her from being so nervous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
The faster I get it done, you know, the sooner she can watch, you know, she won't be as nervous. So she doesn't watch until she knows the results anyway. Yeah. So, you know, the faster I get it done, the happier she is.
All right. Well, last thing, man, before you go, what is your take on the Khabib Gaethje fight? That's a huge fight coming up. I'm trying to get everybody's opinion on that. So what is your breakdown on that fight?
Man, if anybody can beat Khabib, I think it is Gaethje with his style, you know.
Tough fight.
He's crazy. He's crazy, dude, you know. Khabib's crazy too, but he's crazy in a different way. You know what I mean? Both of them are pure athletes, and, you know, but I can't doubt the champ. You know what I'm saying? He's a monster. He's a monster, dude. So I still got to give it to Khabib. I don't see anybody beating him, but if somebody can beat him, I definitely would say Gaethje's the guy.
Yeah, I think everyone's pretty much in agreement with that. I mean, he's that, and that's kind of like you as well, man. You got that knockout power like Gaethje, so it's like put you with someone like John Jones or something like that. You're that guy that could end that fight so fast, you know, like with that one punch power. So, yeah, that's a dangerous fight for him, and yeah, that's the one we're the most scared of. But it's going to be an exciting fight for the fans, that's for sure, man, because you're talking about 2 crazy dudes in 2 completely different ways matching up in the center of that octagon and fighting.
And respectful, though. Both of them are respectful, and they know each other's skill, too. No disrespect. So, to me, that's going to make the fight even better.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're studying each other very well. I mean, it's a huge fight for either one of them. So, but, yeah, man, that's awesome. And, listen, I appreciate you taking time off for doing the podcast. I can't believe I haven't had you on sooner than now. It's been great talking to you, man. I haven't talked to you in a long time. I follow you, and I love what you're doing. I love your business mind. I love the fact you're coming back. And I know you're going to leave at the right time when you feel like it and pursue business afterwards. Sure. And you've had a great career. So a big fan, always a big fan. And I really appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man.
All right. Take care, bro. All right. Anthony Johnson. What a great podcast. You know, it was great catching up with him. Like I said, an old training partner. You know, I've known him since he was a 170-pound fighter, even though he was not 170 pounds. But, you know, he has always been someone that I look forward to watch fight. You know, he's that one punch knockout power fighter. Who doesn't like that? And he was a force when he left the UFC and retired 3 years ago. He was, on a tear, 12 of 14, only loss being to Daniel Cormier. I think wherever they put him in the division, he's gonna do well, and he seems like he's in a really good place. He seems very chill. He seems comfortable. He's got some business set up. I think he's in the best place to return, and it sounds like he's got a good head on when he should retire finally, and I love that. I love seeing that. So, man, I'm excited to see what he's going to do. I can't wait till I think he's available in February, and can't wait to see where they put him and who he's going to be matched up against. If you're listening on or if you're watching on the YouTube platform, that didn't make much sense, but if you're watching on YouTube, please leave us a comment. We love looking at the comments, reading the comments, talking back with you guys as a team. We read them and we reply, and we love the support and even the critiques, and just let us know what you think. It's fun having these podcasts and these conversations and then sharing them and getting your opinion, and we're humbled at how you guys are taking some of them, and what you're taking from some of these podcasts and some of these great guests that we've been having on here. So, we love doing it, and we're going to keep doing it and keep having good guests. And so definitely leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Let us know how you feel. Subscribe. Definitely do that. That's super important. And click that bell. I still don't exactly know what that means, but it's somehow related to get notifications. So click the bell. Get notifications. If you're listening to us on the audio platforms, we're on everything. I don't even need to list them anymore. We're on all the audio platforms. We're on every platform there is for podcast. So you can subscribe to us on there or follow us or whatever it takes. Thanks for the support, guys. We'll see you next time.